Okay, thank you, Mayor. Wow, I wasn't expecting a crowd here. Anyways, first of all, I want to, on behalf of the police department, I want to thank the mayor for all the support you've given our men and women. You know, I don't know, the help that you provided has been extraordinary. It's meant a lot to our guys. I believe the department's on the right path. And but anyways, what I wanted to talk about was that I've been a police officer going on my 49th year, and I'm going to, and I've been chief for 25 years, and I actually began when I was 21, and this December I'm going to be 70, so it's time to let it go. And and I wanted it to be with Mayor Rittenhour, because for the last 7.5 years we've been blessed to have his support and his friendship, and I just think that it's, you know, and what I plan to do and what I offered to do was that I'll stay till up to no later than December 31st of this year. I think it's important for, it'll help me finish some projects that I started. It will also allow me to help transition the new police chief. When I first became chief, I didn't have a single file in my office. And it was completely empty, and I had to kind of create the administrative system. I want the new chief to know that he has the support and that there's a system in place. And so I'm willing to go through that process, let him be selected, work with them for a couple months. We're also, in about 10 days, going to have a new mayor, and I think it's important that I help transition the new mayor and really get them to understand how valuable the men and women of the Lorain Police Department are, and you know what our role is, what our capacity is, and what our needs are and our challenges. And so that's the role I see for the next several months. And until that's done, when that's done, then I'll just go and kind of quietly disappear. It's been the greatest honor and privilege for me to wear the blue and gray, you know, for the last 49 years, and to wear the badge of a Lorain police officer and work with the best cops in the state of Ohio. So and I was trying not to get emotional. My voice is cracking, but I feel good about my decision. So I don't want you to think that I'm sitting here wondering if this is the right thing to do. But anyways, you know, this has been a long journey for me. It started when I was an 18-year-old soldier in Vietnam. I read about a police chief in Oberlin. His name was Bob Ferber. And he was 30 years old. He was a college graduate. And so I wrote to him and said that that's something I'd like to do. And he invited me to ride with his guys when I came home on leave, and also was the first person to tell me about a new program, police science at Lorain County Community College. So I did that. And then, in fact, I rode with a guy named Robert Woodall, who later died in the line of duty. And then I rode with BJ, Bob Jones, who later became chief of Oberlin. And that cemented it for me. And so when I got out of the service a few months later, I started at community college. I worked in the blast furnace at U.S. Steel for 2 years. Right after I turned 21, I got on the police department. And like I said, I just turned 21, and this December I'm going to turn 70. So I've been blessed with the idea that I've been able to serve in different positions throughout the department. I just mentioned to my guys that I've always looked at cops as you either fit one of two categories. You're either the cop who goes out every day, faces all the challenges, gets into that cruiser, puts yourself in harm's way, and then there's those whose job it is to support them. I've been blessed to do both. I can tell you that the first was more fun than the latter. But you know, it's been a great journey for me. I'm honored and privileged to have served with the people I've served, and I just want to announce that by the end of this year, I'll be retiring from the Lorain Police Department.
And I would just, before questions, like to say, you know, in 7.5 years of knowing you, I mean, Sal has been, I think, more than just a police chief. He's active in our community. He fights for the right things on all levels, and you know, he's really the pulse of this community in many ways. Sal, I mean, I think I was I don't want to, you make all these age jokes with me. But I would say, you know, when you became chief, I mean, I grew up in the community. You were always really the chief when I was a kid and, you know, into middle school and that. You're like an institution in this city. I don't know what we're going to do without you. And I would say whoever follows in your footsteps, they're going to have awfully, awfully big shoes to fill for what you've meant for the city of Lorain. And I know you'll be really missed.
Thank you. And you know, just so you understand, there's some great people that are going to follow, and they're more than capable of even taking us to the next level. And and you see that throughout the whole department. These guys have a lot of honor. They're courageous and have a lot of integrity, and so they're the best in the state, no doubt about it.
Any questions? Anybody? All right. Very good. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
You got it. Don't you feel better now? Yeah. It's the waiting, you know.
Thank you, ma'am.
Well, you got it. You got it.
I feel good about it.
Yeah, that's the right part.